Ah, Dwarf Fortress. With its delicate fairy tales, desperate follies, dastardly foes,
The Mouse Devil.
and damn good fun.
What? No!
Kutam ilunu dees mead. Welcome one and all to the last charcoal briquette in the bag. Yes, that lumpy, stunted one with some of the paper stuck to it. The fuel to feed the embers of the dying fire of the dimension of destiny that we all call Hammerlock. Sorry, just propagating a slip of the brain there. We are, of course, talking of the Hollow Throne. And we join our dwarves still partying in the saffron of inking, letting them let their hair down, or more down anyway, after sweeping up the ashes of their friends and family. Given how many migrants we've had, things are starting to get a little cramped, but that's nothing a little expansion out into the cavern can't help. Not today, bigger fish to fry. Oh, a little distasteful, that joke. And if you're wondering why I stuck to this one scene for so long, Drink and Industry started playing and you don't just pan away from that. Oh damn, I only made the top layer accessible in the burrows and now they've all ran out of booze. Go on then, off you go to be useful, my industrious little whiners. Oh goody, the elves are here to let us know the trees have been talking smack behind our backs. Esloam warns that they'll be back with pointy sticks and giant war hamsters if we don't stop disrespecting the overgrown dandelions. This is honestly worse than it looks. As a deity, I can perceive the thoughts of all beings, even plants, and happen to know that our trees use literally when they mean figuratively, and they could care less, which means that their ability to care can be represented as a positive integer, and thus conveys a different meaning entirely to if they couldn't. Where's Esloam going? Through the ash fields in the cavern and off the map to the north. Cave elves? Oh damn, maybe they aren't so bad after all. Oh damn, Esloam was followed by the greengrocers. No, I don't have the time nor inclination to deal with you lot today.
Knees up, Graham. You're never going to win with that effort. I don't got knees. What? Well, blimey, you don't. Legs up then.
I knew the quiet wouldn't last. For those few wondering, Gainsborough has entered an eating competition and Snodford is helping to get him ready. No, I don't know what his legs have got to do with it either. Moving on. Straight to Dodoc Labourlashes, one of our newer dwarfs, who I'm overjoyed to say is an adequate metal crafter, and therefore has claimed a metalsmith's forge in a bid to make me like him more. He's not creative, impatient, and recovers slowly, but actually he isn't, and that's all just his low self-esteem talking. He's a humble little tinkerer with a big heart, and his spouse, Edem, is lucky to have him. And that's Edem the female carpenter, not Edem the male legendary mason. Though, considering Dodoc will become legendary after this artifact, maybe we should switch things up. Imagine that power couple. Though Edam doesn't deserve Rimtar, the failed mayoral hopeful. Then again, neither does Edam. Let's give him a minute. Oh, and we'll use that minute to watch Goden Lobsternet's spirit rise from the... well, I was about to say grave, but her not having one is sort of the problem. Oh damn, she was Ablail's wife. Ablail being a personal favourite dwarf of mine due to his name being so fun to say. Ablail. 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 I tell you what, as unbelievable as ghosts are, Dwarf Fortress does at least have the sense to show them in the buff. Always found it ridiculous in other media that they're shown to be fully clothed. It's not like socks have an afterlife. Shoes do, of course. Well, they're the only apparel that have tongues to pay the dark liquor. Ha! Like souls have any value. And Dodok has created Ruthosh Bothon, the distant Merc, and it's an iron scepter, which is a disappointing use of what little iron we have. And it's not worth very much either, which is a very normal use of a dwarven strange mood. It's got 2 artifacts from previous forts carved into it, one a pointless animal trap made of gold, the other a limonite mug. Neither of those were any good either. The only use I can think to put this to is when I finally appoint a captain of the guard, I give it to them to dispense justice with. We'll call it the stupid stick, you know, if monkeys don't steal it in the meantime. Thank you anyway, Dodok, though maybe I was too hasty saying that you were creative. Oh, and Goden is about to be put to rest. This will of course allow Ablail to move on himself, though to whom a gender-swapped gem-setting nun will move on to is anybody's guess. Yes, that will all be completed once somebody brings in the engraved slab to commemorate Goden. Any minute now. Oh, good me, finally! Rest well, Goden. And shake the rust off your moves, Ablail. You're back on the market. Ablail. 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 We're floating now above the barracks for our warriors, though not to look in on them. No, it is actually below them that I would like us to focus on. This crossed walkway, which I shall later have hollowed out in its entirety for marble, shall be the access for our further forays into the lower caverns. Having to make only a handful of unsatisfying detours to miss cutting directly through our farms. Continuing to the south, we now see the 3x3 stair lead to this level, where you can see the second cavern layer begins, and spot what on my dimension of destiny we were down here for in the first place. Iron. To be more specific, it's limonite, and there's loads of it, even if mostly it's suspended over the cavern water. Oh, tell a lie, we've also got ourselves some hematite. More ore for iron, and also tantalizingly out of reach above the murky pools. Regardless, this shall be our staging area. I plan to make this into a robust, defensible position that we can delve deeper from, to keep our dwarves above, safe from any unsavoury denizens we dig up below. Watch it not help. Aha! The humans have arrived! A group actually worth trading with, if just for their metals to melt. And we're following Caddo Tattoo Lime, a well-known psychopath who believes that what doesn't kill you makes your skin sting. And we'll rush through and quickly assign things to be sold now he's at the depot.
Come on, Graham, 2 more buckets of miscellaneous kitchenware and you'll match the record.
Too old. Can't keep it all down.
Don't you chuck now, you can do it.
But...
Oh, for the love of phlegm.
I found involving myself just makes things worse, so let's move on and watch Olin in action. You'll keep your hounds to yourself until the deals are done. I'm supposed to check yous not pulling a fast one?
I dinna care who you did. I'll just make sure you keep your paws in your pockets and out my gear.
I'll let yous touch mine.
I dinna care who you're on your own trade. Just dinna be pouring my pants.
Yous underpants.
No, you daft outlander. My breeks.
And they says I don't talk proper. I didn't understand a bloody word of that. Moving on. So it turns out I was a little hasty in assigning the naked mole dogs a pasture area. The trained ones have been slowly going feral on me for some reason, which has led to some attacks on dwarves and the deaths of a couple turkeys. This shan't do. We actually do have a pair of tame naked mole dogs now, from which we can get tame puppies, so I've decided it's time for a culling. Just waiting for the squad. Ah, yes, here they are. Get to it, my warriors! They're hesitating because everyone has grown fond of the eggplant emojis with legs. Must I do everything? Right, kill orders given, get to work! Yes, it's gruesome, but necessary. Nice and quick, and they're off to train again. Which lets us get a closer look at our two tame puppies. Given the physical changes occurring through the process of taming through breeding and the difficulty of saying naked mole dogs all the time, the dwarves have decided, since the puppies are a touch smaller than their wild cousins and a delightful shade of pink, that they'll give them a breed name of coral tadgers. A tadge being like a tit, in the sense that it means a small thing. It means nothing else. Don't check. Oh damn, somebody was found dead. Yes, it was Zon here. But this wasn't due to any beast. Oh my! A giant bat! Oh! Could it be? Have we finally found a terrifying creature of the night in my baby's first dimension? No, just a big bat. Average, actually. Pretty wanged up by Zon, though it did earn itself the name of Uvoth Astod, Shredgulf, for killing him. I've sent the squad after it, but it seems to be booking it for the map edge, so chances are they won't catch it. Yes, as I thought. Moving on. The new update stole the special abilities of my beasts and pretty much signed this world's death warrant. Beast, Oda Thanaka Uthimi has come. And you can't fool me, Dwarf Fortress. That monochrome tower of ash is a spider, not a crab, though its horns are absolutely adorable. Seeing as this thing is barely holding itself together as it is, I'm expecting very little in the way of a battle when our squad gets to it. And yes, there we are. One hit from problem to puddle. I mean it though, the Dimension of Destiny is on its last legs. Very sad. And now to the dumbest scenario I have ever witnessed in all my time playing this masterpiece of a game. Here you can see our squad treading water in their armour whilst trying to fight off some terrified troglodites. Someone is already dead. As far as I can tell, they came upon them as they came back from glooping Oda. And the troglodites spooked, diving into the water to protect themselves. Sane dwarves would have left them to it. Our dwarves jumped in after them. Oh, and there's our first death by drowning. It looks like the troglodite did it, but I promise you it was drowning. The most common outcome of swimming in an iron vest. Oh, but the majority of the others have escaped and been replaced by non-military dwarves, because of course they have. Oh, but they're escaping. And everybody is out, including the troglodites. That's 4 dead, claimed by their own stupidity and a lack of safety rails. So anyway, Asmel is here. There we go. So she's... Wait, what does that say? Train stray naked mole dog? What? But why is she... What? I don't... but yes, there she goes. Are you trying to say our animal trainers are doing a bad job, Asmel? And she's done, which makes things weirder because it shows she previously had no experience in training. What was this? Oh, I know what it was. She got a whiff of our coral tadgers and knew she had to get her hands on one. Well, we've only the 2 puppies right now, though, so she couldn't have gotten away with one without us noticing. So made up the nonsense about training to evade suspicion. I understand the allure, Asmel, I really do. Although they're smaller than their wild counterparts, they're still large enough for a relatively small dwarf to ride. Well, if you want a tadger to ride on, you just have to ask. Though you'll need to wait because ours aren't big enough yet. They're growers, not showers. On to her actual job, and she's come empowered to elevate the land in the eyes of the realm, which I think makes us a duchy now. Whoopee. More important is where Asmel decides to go after this. Out into the caverns and... Honestly, after our dwarves drowned, I saw this play out and my heart was in my throat. Amazing how a few pixels can endear themselves to you, isn't it? Anyway, she does get out fine, clambering across the walls to avoid touching the troglodyte stank, and then leaves the map to the east, which makes me believe there's some sort of subterranean path nearby that I'm not privy to. No use to us, but worth remembering in case of sieges from below. And we've another dwarven ghost. This one by the name of Erith Hammerhorn, which I think is a threat. She was one of our animal trainers, whom I've since replaced by a new migrant in a group I failed to mention. We only ever had 2, so it was half the workforce down, but that meant said replacement was easy. Much like before, we shall be putting Erith to rest by engraving a slab, and I'm not sitting here waiting for it to be brought like last time. Here we go. Yes, all busted. Rest well, Erith. Moving on to above the saffron of inking, where you will see the dwarves start to pile in, as I'm hoping to rest their weary bones for no more reason than I like them and want to see them all happy. Okay, fine, we've lost 12 dwarves in less than a year to fire, water and giant bats. If I don't do something soon, the damn fools will revolt, and they're revolting enough. Do you see? Oh, that's right. Snod had to take Gainsborough to the hospital after the ladle got stuck. Well, anyway, you all heard my joke, so I can assume your sides are all split. Not unlike Gainsborough. Oh, and Doosim took this downtime as an opportunity to get really down, prostrating herself for the baby delivery mole. Here's the happy mother now, utilizing the fact her child isn't part of the burrows to get out to do some animal training. Working through use of a technicality. Now that's the kind of dwarven ingenuity I can get behind. And you'd probably guessed Doosim was the replacement animal trainer. I'm not saying she is, I can't recall, but I can still read your thoughts if you remember. And here's the little cherub now, Aban Worthy clasped. Looking at her traits, we can see she's not dutiful, I double-check her nappy, but she is a flatterer. How you can tell that a baby is a flatterer, I don't know, so let's assume this list is something that only I, and through me, you, can see, rather than things attributed to Aban by her parents. And with everybody back to their assigned merrymaking, we shall let the dwarves have a little time to themselves while we take a look at something I've just seen. It's a troll! Fighting one of those squibbly-wibbly giant elms. This one is a big male that's been alive for 417 years. which is obviously a lie, as we know the dimension of destiny is only 63. So I'm guessing he needed to look older to get into a troll bar. I've decided to draw him here. I've gone for a bull, gorilla, slothy sort of look. I like it. Anyway, the squad should be here soon to squash it flat. Ah, there we go. It put up the tiniest more fight than the crab, which is a very low bar. Moving on to our hunt for iron, and you can see we now have a big hole. This was once speckled with limonite, but that has since been taken away. Below then you can see the area we're currently mining for hematite. It's difficult, what with the digging designations cancelling with the water above, but we'll get there. And finally we get a notification that Domas the ghost has been stealing blocks of wood. No doubt Domas is to blame. I guess Domas was more known for being too keen on wooden blocks than I assumed. Regardless, we shall put them to rest in much the same way as the others. Somebody carve block lava on a bit of rock, would you? And that is going to be it for another episode. You may have noted that we've been changing some things up behind the scenes. New titles, new thumbnails for supercuts. It's all part of this new thing John was talking about. I think he said it was not actively chasing away viewers for the sake of some terrible puns. Frankly, I don't know what he's talking about, but look at how good this picture of Goroth is. Great stuff. If you've got this far, then you've already ruined your day. May as well tell YouTube about it by hitting the like button. And maybe treat yourself with a subscribe if you haven't, and a comment if you have. Oh, and blah blah Patreon, blah blah Discord, links below, all that jazz. Thank you all for watching. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you again next time. Anu Zeshon, you most wonderful of individuals. Anus
Eshon.
It took 3 of them just to hold him down. Unsurprising, I've seen him lift the shed with the concrete base. Oh, here he comes. Feeling better?
No.